asking you.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank everybody for coming out today. Bulls coming off a bye week last week. We'll play at Nevada on Saturday evening. Joining coach today is senior tight end Mason Schreck. And with that, both are open for questions.
All right, Mason, just, kind of start off, like, what do you see as sort of, what's your view of the mindset of the team coming off the loss to Albany with 2 weeks to prepare?
Yeah, I don't think anything's changed from a mindset perspective. We took this last bye week as an advantage, having it so early in the season, kind of treating it as an extra week at camp. And, but our mindset hasn't changed at all. We're going to put this loss to Albany, obviously it wasn't what we wanted to start off the season. But, we're going to put it in the rear view and we're not going to look back. Obviously we're going to make the needed corrections. And, I think we've done a good job of that as a team. But I think our mindset in the locker room is positive, and we're just going to move on and go down to Nevada or go over to Nevada and get this W.
What was your view of kind of your season last year, or coming into how did you view your season last year?
I think as a first-year head coach with Coach Leipold, we definitely had to transition, because it's been different. Obviously, you're going to have change with the new staff. I think we did a good job of that, and we know the expectations of coach. Just the way he practices and expects practice to be. We definitely learned how to do that last year. We know the mindset this year. We know the expectations this year, the way he wants us to practice, and I think everyone's bought in. And I think the seniors and the upperclassmen have done a good job of bringing the younger guys along and getting them implemented into everything as well.
You enjoyed being a little bit in that role of a senior and a leader? I mean, it's kind of the first time for you. Is that it's part of your responsibility? Have you embraced it?
Yeah, no doubt. I think there's not really the 1-2 punch that we had last year with me and Matt. But I learned a lot from him. And just to take that next step in my career as a leader. And to bring the younger guys along, guys like Tyler Mabry, Kevin Rogers, Glenn Molinich, Zach Lefebvre. Andrew Gray, those guys in my room, to bring them along on just embracing that role, and I've enjoyed it, so much up to this point in the season. You're just going to continue to do it the rest of the season.
Obviously, he had a huge year. What did you learn from him?
Oh man, I learned everything. I came in a great situation, because I played quarterback in high school, and to come in and learn from guys like Jimmy Gordon, who was the upperclassman at the time, Jimmy and Alex Dennison, Jake Reeder, Matt Weiser, so I've had a lot of guys to learn from, and they taught me so much, just from the technical standpoint of things to just learning the ropes of being a college athlete, Division I college athlete, and playing a different position, because obviously quarterback is a lot different from tight end. But to play with Matt and to play with guys like Jimmy and Alex and all those guys, and even to have 3 different position coaches, that was a big thing for me. You learn a little bit from each of those guys. Coach Hensel's done a great job, with our room, and last year with me and Matt, getting us on the field together. So we're still looking forward to this year. We got a lot of football to play left, and just to kind of put this past loss in the back rear view, just play the next 11 games as a new season.
How are you better than last year, do you think?
Just our mindset and the way we were. Me personally, just the off season that we had, that I had personally, Coach Sid has been, he's been one of the greatest things to ever come through this program that I've seen. He's done a great job, just talking about the nutrition side of things, and obviously everyone in the country's working out and running, doing all that stuff, but the way he does things is just like I've never seen before. And guys love him, and guys enjoy working out and things like that. So.
How's that affected you? Weight? What can you?
Yeah, my numbers have gone up, obviously. My strength, I feel like I'm the strongest I ever been, most in shape I ever have been. My body fat is the lowest it's ever been. So, I think they got me at 13.9, something like that. So, it's pretty good for a tight end.
And in this offense, what do you think about obviously Matt, this offense is a good tight end can thrive in this offense. You know, what do you think about your role and what you can do, and also being split out quite a bit? How comfortable are you?
Yeah, you know, Coach K does a great job of putting, you know, the players in the necessary positions to succeed the best. And, you know, just, you know, being able to be versatile, I guess, is the best way to put it. You know, being able to be attached and, you know, be the point of attack blocker to, you know, being flex, running creases down the middle of the field, you know, to running option routes, whatever it may be. Coach K does a great job of putting us in the best position to succeed. You know, and obviously, you know, Matt has shown it. Coach K's past, you know, offenses have shown it that tight ends are a big part of the offense, you know. So when I, you know, did a little research when Coach Leipold first came in and, you know, saw that, and so I was excited about that. But, you know, just we just need to win games, man, you know. You know, whatever my stats are, it doesn't matter. I just want to win games, you know, because when it comes down to it at the next level, I have a better chance of getting there if we do succeed here. So that's all I'm worried about, just kind of taking it week by week, game by game, you know, play by play. So just having that mentality sort of helped me a lot this year.
You have a bye week 2, and come off a loss. Is it a chance to reset it all? Is it, I mean, an early bye week is never ideal, but, you know, is this a chance for you to kind of refocus again?
Yeah, you know, I think I sort of look at the positives in all situations, you know, so we can sort of get in a groove now, kind of a thing. You know, we're not really waiting around now, not really worried about, you know, the delays in practice and things like that. So, you know, this next game, when we go down and get a win over to Nevada and get a win, you know, we can just sort of get on a roll and, you know, keep just kind of keep the train moving. You know, it was sort of derailed at first, and, you know, obviously with the loss that we had to Albany, but, you know, like I said before, just, you know, put it in the rear view and use these next 11 straight games to get in a groove and just to start rolling.
Tight end is kind of a lost position sometimes in college football these days, Mason. How you touched on it, but how fortunate do you feel like to be in an offense that does appreciate what you guys can bring to the table? Because not a lot of them do.
Yeah, it's great, you know, and just to see in the NFL how big the tight end has really become, you know, that's really thrilling to me and a blessing, you know, to be playing the position that I am, and to be in the offense that we're running, to you know, to be involved in it so much is great. You know, and I think that it's going to open up other things as well, you know. So we have a lot of good receivers. Obviously, Marks McGill, Will, we call him. You know, he's done a great job of coming in and, you know, learning the things we do. And, you know, he's going to be a great asset to the team. You know, Malcolm Robinson, obviously. And then we have 2 great backs in Jordan Johnson and, you know, Jonathan Hawkins. So running behind a great offensive line. You know, young, still learning, but they have a ton of potential. So we do have the weapons on offense, you know, in the bigger year that I do have, you know, the more that it's going to open up other things for other guys. So,
Lance, what's your plan at quarterback? Who do you plan to start?
You know, right now both guys are still getting reps, Mark, and you know, at this time of this conference, we'll probably name a starter on Saturday. And but again, as Mason, you know, alluded to, is that again the time development that we have, and that we have to continue to, you know, give guys reps at both, and you know, again through an open week like this, as early, you see a lot of people around the country right now rotating more than one quarterback, and you know, it's something that you'll probably see us still doing, and evaluating those again through the whole process. As we know, both guys showed flashes. We're extremely excited about Tyree Jackson and what he does, and though Grant's first quarter did not get off to a good start, I know he bounced back well, and both guys know the importance of ball security. And much like last year's game, you look at our game last year with Nevada, we had the ball 3 times with a chance to take the lead, and we turned the ball over. And you know, we've got to get rid of that as quickly as possible if we're going to have a chance to win ball games against good quality opponents like the Wolfpack.
So what I'm hearing you're saying is no matter who starts, you think there's a likely chance both quarterbacks will see action?
There can be a chance that both quarterbacks could see action, yes. But again, game will dictate that a lot more than maybe the first game. But again, there's and you see that as we're going about through practice as well.
Lance, Tyree as an example, but all around college football, you're seeing a lot of very young quarterbacks, freshman quarterbacks have some success. What's changed about the game that may be leading to that maybe 5 or 10 years ago wouldn't have happened?
There's probably multiple factors of that. I think of some of it you may see across college football is that the advancement of quarterbacks and quarterback camps and quarterback specialist coaching. In fact, I just heard this recently, is what you're referring to, and you talk about it on a national show. They're talking about guys going in for more quarterback development. The game is advanced with technology all across America, as we know. So guys, young men are a little more prepared, a little more worldly. Okay, the maturity of some guys give them that opportunity. Many times you see coaches calling plays and then they check it at the line. They look all back over to the sideline and the coach tells them what to do. So a lot of that's taken out of their hands. And when you do that, much like some other positions, you used to see gifted athletes at corner, receiver, running back as true freshmen being able to make immediate impact. Well, many programs have taken that and put it into the quarterback's hands or put the quarterback in that same position. And, so I think that's part of it. And, again, you want to get your best players on the field as quickly as possible.
Do you feel there's a little strategic benefit perhaps in not saying who you're going to start from Nevada standpoint? Or?
Yeah, that would be something you'd have to ask them, I guess. But for us a little bit, I think if you look at it, I don't think the package was completely different when you saw, even though there was a package kind of for each guy. But there's probably something to that and preparing for two. But I don't know. Last Saturday, the Nevada played 3 quarterbacks. So I guess we have one more to even get ready for than they do. So at this time. So I don't know. But, it could be. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. What jumps out when you watch the video of Nevada?
Well, much like last year, very athletic. The offensive skill, first of all, and experience from last year. James Butler hurt us last year with some big runs. And then, he's backed up by Akil Lynch, who started against us at Penn State last year. So when you get Big Ten starters transferred into your program and their backups, it speaks a lot about the starter, and he's an excellent player. Tyler Stewart at quarterback is big, athletic, strong arm. Their length at receiver, they've been able to throw the ball up. And then I believe 4 of the 5 starters in the offensive line are back. Now they changed coordinators, but they've kind of used some of the things they've done in the past and blended in some more tempo things as well. So they've added to it. Defensively, Mark, I think, again, the aggressiveness and the ability to get up on you and play. I think the speed at the defensive end position was one that stands out this year as it did last year. And, Coach Pulling's done an excellent job, and it'll be a big test for us.
You touched on the turnovers that were pretty keys in that game, but beyond that, did you feel like your team was right there with them athletically and pretty comparable in a lot of ways?
Well, yeah, and the thing that gave us a chance here is the 3-point loss. We had a late hit on the quarterback that extended a drive that they went in and scored. We turned the ball over once, one of the interceptions was in the end zone. A draw play, we just left a little early, saw somebody coming, but a big gap, some little things. And again, that can be, that's a difference in games. But as you said, and then looking at last year's tape, Paul, there's times on defense last year we have 4 true freshmen on the field. We were playing with a lot of guys. Now, we've got a little more experience in that area, and again, we're gonna have to play better. And I think Mason alluded to, the one thing I saw Mason on Saturday morning after the loss, and he was coming out of the training room, and he said, Coach, our attitude's great, and the attitudes were, disappointed, absolutely. But the way this group has gone through fall camp and how they approached the last couple, week and a half here, I've been extremely impressed that this group is ready to take another step, and they understand what's needed and that we need to play better.
If I think of those 2 long runs, the 91-yard, I think they were both inside zones, right? They
Yeah,
were not
yeah.
exotic plays,
No,
right?
no. And, you know, they might have a little motion with it as well, but you know, it's gap integrity and being where you're supposed to be, and it's not, you know, and that's a simple thing. You get one guy out of place in something, and motion may move a safety a little bit more that allows it to get to that third level, and you got the big play, and you know, but you're right, and that's exactly they're a good group that can make a lot of plays look, or similar plays look a little differently and do it. But we you know, and I think again that a year's worth of experience is going to help us.
Coach, is it frustrating to lose a game and not have your guys back on the field for 15 full days?
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to stay concerned with the things I can control and not the ones I can't, and I can control the schedule, so it is where it's at, and you got to look at the ways that it can be a benefit. And yeah, would we have liked to get back out there and get it passed so we would have answered this last week instead of this week? Absolutely, but I do think the way you know, again, it gives us a chance to continue to. To get a couple guys healthy, hopefully, or get them closer to being healthy, and B, you know, to try to make improvement that we need to go to compete against, you know, a good football team, a team that's, I think, been in bowl games 10 of the last 11 years and has a fine tradition and a long way to travel to go play it.
Do they do much, aside from inside and outside zone, do they do much power?
Yeah,
pulling the guard?
they'll run some power scheme with it as well, and stuff. And then, as I said, you know, they do a nice job using their receivers as well, and that length, that receiver, you know, to go, yeah, and to go up and throw play action off of it, and go up and take their shots at you. And you know, that's one of the things that when you have an effective run game and a good line, Mark, you know that. You know, they can keep that zone scheme going at you time and time again, and then all of a sudden play action or something is you know, you got to be disciplined with the safeties and things as well. And but again, a good group with a good scheme.
What's the challenge for going 3 time zones, Lance? How do you deal with that?
Well, you know, we've got a plan of you know, as far as schedule goes, and when we get there, and you know, like some teams, you know, some teams may leave a day early. We are not, and but we will, you know, we'll be in the air early on, you know, in mid morning on Friday, and get there, and you know, get our, you know, it's a 6 p.m. local time there, 9 p.m. here, so we'll have time, and you know. You know, the best thing is get acclimated, but not spend a lot of time talking about it. And you know, it's kind of a mixture. Some people want to stay, you know, on your local time, and some want to get you acclimated to that time as well. And we're going to, you know, and I think we've got a good plan for that.
What jumped out at you about Ishmael Hargrove's performance in the opening game?
Well, I'll say this about Ishmael, and I kind of told him that from the beginning. I thought Ishmael Hargrove took one of the biggest jumps in our program. From last season even to last spring. Understanding, maturity, confidence, development in the weight room. I've just said I've kind of every now and then I'll send Ish a message or something and tell him really, you know, how proud I am from where he was, you know, because honestly, Ishmael knows this, that, you know, when we talk about the plays that the linebackers, you know, the number of snaps that they had to play last year is because we didn't feel we had a lot of depth and confidence. And unfortunately, at that time, Ishmael's one of those guys that weren't always quite sure if he had a great understanding all the time of, you know, what he needed to do and where it needed to be done, and as an outside backer. Complete 180 on that, and when the kind of spring he had, and he's emerging as a good leader and a steady performer in our defense.
Anything else for Coach or Mason? All right, thank you very much. Both are available for one-on-ones if you need them. Thank you.
Thank you.